Hey, we want to say thank you to our sponsors, Watchman Cigars, Red Hill Brewing, Crave Bath and Body, and Level Up Logo. Without you guys, this episode would not be possible. Again, it's getting nice outside, getting ready to have family reunions, the family cruise. Um, Maybe you also need ball caps. Maybe you're getting ready for baseball season. You need some unis, those type of things. Hit my man Eric up at leveluplogo.com. He can get you anything you need. So like the bags that you carry all that stuff in, the duffels with your team logo. Imagine it, team logo on there. Just looks sharp and crisp. You're going to do it for the kids. Imagine their faces when they pull out these duffels and they're beautiful with their names and logos and all that stuff on it. Hit up my man Eric. He can hook you up. Leveluplogo.com. All right. Whew, did that one. Hello, everybody. Welcome to a brand new episode of the Southern Fried Philosophy Podcast, where it's our take on life, liberty, and the pursuit of gravy. And you, the listener, are invited to come up on the front porch, grab a beverage, and set a spell. We've got a great show lined up for you as always. But without any delay or any doubt, let's bring on our starting lineup. We're going to first go to Magic Man.
Hey, everybody. How's it going?
And then we've got producer Brian.
Hey.
Aaron may be joining us shortly. Who knows? We think she went AWOL, but she may be just trying to go grab a fish sandwich. But she might be back. And then, of course, I be your illustrious host, Biggin. And how about you? Producer Brian, where can our folks find us on those socials, on the interwebs, wherever the dark web?
Dark web, right? Well, we have a brand new website, new as in new for this year, at sfpradio.com. We got some serious latency happening tonight, so hopefully we don't talk over each other too much. But the website has our Twitters, our YouTubes, our Instagrams, our TikToks, our Facebooks, our WhatsApps, our WhatsUps, our Venmos, all the things over there, right?
Yep.
We also make sure you check out our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Southern Fried Philosophy. I haven't checked the stats recently, but there's a great video over there, how to make biscuits and gravy with the one and only Bearded Home Cook.
Absolutely. We have started a series called in the Pursuit of Deconstructing Church. Our guest tonight had family situation, so he was not able to join. So now we're starting a new series called In the Pursuit of We Don't Have Any Guests. So how about that? The next, I think, 3 weeks, we're just flying solo at this point. I'm going to try to do my best to book some folks, but in this case, In the Pursuit of guests we don't have.
Content.
If you want to be on the show, what was that?
The pursuit of content, right?
right. Yeah, if you want to be on the show, just email me at sfpradio. Shout out to our listeners from the state of Mississippi. Ryan, can you give us some facts about Mississippi?
Sure thing. In fact, I am in the state of Mississippi for the next week or so. But anyways, I do have an interesting story, which we'll get to here in a little bit. But first of all, let's talk about facts about Mississippi. First thing, root beer was originally created in Biloxi, Mississippi in 1898. So for those of you that are fans of root beer, you can thank Biloxi for bringing that about, and the folks that lived there
was the
in the year
original name
1898.
Was the original name Sassafras?
Good question. I don't know.
I think those are different.
All right. So during the show, Ryan, I need you to tell me the difference between sassafras and root beer.
Okay. I'll see if I can look that up.
Sarsaparilla. Was that?
Oh, maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
Sarsaparilla was isn't that an alcoholic drink? Like back in the old West days. Hey bartender, give me some sarsaparilla. Okay.
And we've already got our show title.
Yeah, bartender give us a sound. Yeah, there you go. All right. Here's something pretty cool. The very first heart and lung transplants were successfully performed in the state. They were performed in 1963 and 1964. So, hey, our friend Mojo can thank the state of Mississippi with his heart transplant he had.
For pioneering.
Absolutely.
Or pioneering, yeah.
Let's try it out here
Yes.
first.
Pioneering that.
Speaking of, it is his 6-year heart anniversary.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
Woo.
It's fantastic. Yeah. There we go.
Speaking of latency in the internet connection there, that applause kind of came across like a toilet flushing for a second there. So just thought I'd throw that out there. All right. Yeah. The term teddy bear originated from a 1902 hunting trip in Mississippi by none other than Teddy Roosevelt.
Yep.
Or
I actually knew that.
I knew that too.
Yeah. I've got 2 more little facts here, and these are actually kind of some funny laws that they have here. If you are tired of your disobedient children, move them to Mississippi. The next time they fail to obey, you'll be legally supported in shaving off their hair.
It's not so bad.
It worked for Brian.
I guess it probably won't really do much, but do that to a teenager and they'll freak out, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
The last thing I have here is if you wear false teeth, keep them in your mouth when you dine out. Mississippi law forbids throwing dentures at others in the restaurant, so watch out for those flying teeth.
Wow.
Okay.
I had a youth pastor friend of mine, pastor friend. Yeah. And dude was fantastic. But he would always take his false teeth out and then just put them in the glass of some youth that's close by while they're all out eating. And they pick up their glasses, freak out. It was a great prank that he would do. It was fantastic. So, well, thank you, Magic Man. You said you had an interesting story about the MISSISSISSISSIPPI.
I do. So this is, I guess we'll go into our How You Be Durin' segment here, huh?
All right, let's do it. Brought to you by Crave Bath and Body Works. Hey, if you smell bad, use that.
That's right. You got the stank on you.
There's your tagline right there. If you smell bad, use this.
That's right.
That's free.
Hey,
You don't
smell
need
this.
for that.
Yeah.
Ooh,
all right.
How about
so what was I going to say? So we're still in the town of I forgot what town we're in. Anyways, we're east of we're east of Tupelo, and day before yesterday we had some rather strong storms come through. These are the same storms that came through Texas and produced tornadoes. So there's that one video of that truck that was rolled on its side, spun around, and then flipped back on its wheels and drove off. And then there's another tornado evidently that came through New Orleans, lower Ninth Ward, and went over into the next parish. This is the same storm system. So anyways, about I don't know, 3:15 or so Central Time. I'm sitting here working, and all of a sudden these sirens go off. And at first it's like, what the heck's going on? Then it was like, oh crap, that's a tornado siren. We need to get out of here. So we jump up and
woo, look at that, y'all. Holy cow, there it is right there. That's a tornado. Oh my God,
hey, how did you get that recording of my wife? Man, that's impressive. So
we're professional.
Anyways, no. Yeah. No, she jumps up and I jump up, grab, put the dog on the leash. We run out to the truck. Big Dookie. Out of the campground. Yeah, it was we booked it. I went to a high spot so I could kind of look around and make sure it wasn't anywhere near us. And we looked on our phones to see where the tornado was, and it was probably about the track had it going, or the warning box was probably about a half mile to a mile east of us. And we found out the shelter there's at the county courthouse. So we went over there, parked in the parking lot, stayed out there until the tornado passed, or until the tornado warning was over, and then went back to the campground. So fortunately, we didn't see the tornado. Nothing happened. It was just a rather scary experience. Part of the adventure of full-time RV living, I guess.
Do you, when just normally, do you disconnect the truck, or is it always usually attached to the RV?
It's disconnected. Yeah. So we get into a campsite and we park the RV, disconnect the hitch, and then level the RV.
Gotcha.
So that, because we use the truck to get around and do errands and go visit places, etc.
Sure. Is this
so
your second run-in with tornado sirens?
Yeah, I guess technically yes. The first one was in Huntsville, which was the last place we were at, but they were just testing them there because it was a clear, beautiful day, not a cloud in the sky, sunny, and they were testing them. But again, this was right after the Ukrainian invasion by Russia, and they were testing, I guess, munitions or something at that arsenal. So we heard these loud booms, and then the tornado sirens go off. So it was like,
oh Lord,
are we getting ready to get nuked or something? Yeah, exactly.
Their timing
is
impeccable.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but this time, it was definitely a tornado, and I'll tell you, we don't have tornado sirens in the Charlotte area really. They've got those sirens by the nuclear plants.
Yeah, they got the nuclear siren. Yeah, I hear those.
But they don't have it for tornadoes. So whenever we've had the few times that we've had tornadic activity in the past, then it's no sirens that go off. So so it was kind of eerie, and of course the first thing that comes to mind is the movie Twister. So
yeah,
sure.
And we are driving a Dodge Ram, so
that's right.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Dorothy in the back.
With Dorothy, yeah,
There's
exactly.
Toto. Got to rename the dog Toto. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which one would you be? So out of the three of us, who's the cowardly lion?
Oh,
who's the Tin Man, and then who's Scarecrow? Ooh, I think we all look like the lion.
That's I've never put myself into any of those shoes before.
Yeah,
I would. Ooh, the Scarecrow didn't have a heart, right?
Brain.
A brain. So that'd be me.
The Tin Man didn't have a heart, which is, that's probably me.
That's not. Yeah, that's you.
So I guess that makes me the lion.
Well, he's scared.
Or
You're
brainless.
not scared.
Are your other choices?
Yeah, which one would you rather be?
Courage.
Heartless, brain?
Hey, the way I was hauling butt out of this campground, I was definitely lacking courage. So
All right, so you're the cowardly lion, and I'll take the Scarecrow. Got it. All right, and then of course, Aaron would be Dorothy. I mean,
of course,
that's a given.
Yeah.
There you go.
How about it? Nailed it. Producer Brian, how you be doing?
I just barely made it here tonight, so it's glad to be here. I do have something strange happen. We might talk about dreams here in a little bit, but the other night, I thought I was like half asleep, and I thought I felt something like crawling across my arm. So I was like, it's like swatted it, and then I felt it in another place on my arm. So I swatted it again, and then like I'm half asleep going, was that a spider? Like what was going on here? Am I imagining things? The fan, like. So this morning, this was like 2 nights ago, I noticed like my ankle's really, really itchy. Like the painful kind of itchy, right? I had this massive bump on the back of my Achilles, like on my heel. I don't know if it's the location that makes it feel that way.
Ooh.
But it's terrible. Just thinking about it.
Oh my gosh.
But you ever have like wake up, feel like you have things like crawling all over you? Is that a normal thing for anybody else?
Yeah. No, I have that often. Usually it's
I've
me
had it.
pooping the bed because I can't. Yeah.
Okay. Magic Man.
Um,
I remember one time I was 12 years old and woke up and like my arm was paralyzed. Like I couldn't move it. And
what?
I had just watched this show that was talking about like demon possession and how, evil spirits holding your limbs down to your side. You're 12 years old and
Sure.
I was freaking out. It must have been, I don't know, midnight, 1 o'clock when this happened.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
And I was sitting there in my bed freaking out.
Oh,
Yeah. Wow.
what was it? You just slept on it wrong?
I probably slept on it wrong or something.
Mm.
After a little while, I was able to kind of get it to wiggle, and I was all right. But yeah, it's interesting how things you watch on TV, if something happens right after doing that, your mind tends to go places.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I don't know, but it could be related
Well-
to that image that Biggin sent me the other day. It was a picture of Spider-Man he found on TikTok. So maybe that has something to do with my ankle injury.
That could be it. Didn't you also have an old man ninja kick this week?
That was last week. Did I not talk about
Okay.
that?
I don't think you did.
Well, I was going to send an audition tape in to be Jackie Chan's stunt double, but I forgot to
That
record
was
it.
American Ninja Warrior.
I forgot to record it. Essentially, I was playing with my kids, first of all, like running around back and forth. And in my house, there's a spot, like there's a garage door next to like a powder room door. And then there's another like wall where the refrigerator is. It's probably a 2.5 foot square area. So I was like running through there and kind of hiding from my kids. Well, I managed to like slip right there. And I did like a twisting roundhouse kick. And my head hit one wall, my knee hit a door, my toes went through the powder room door and knocked the door completely off the hinges, like ripped the screws out of the door. And then, I was just laying there and I'm hurting in like 5 different places. And I'm trying to figure out which one of them's broke. So I landed on like the hip, right hip. And I hit the garage door hard enough. I was wearing jeans and there's a blue streak down the door from my jeans rubbing. Like the dye came off my pants onto the white door. But everything's okay. I was a little bruised and manged up and my toes weren't broken, which I was kind of afraid of. Got the door fixed. So it was exciting. It was exciting half a second there.
There you go.
Oh, yeah, it was great. So
Never
how you
forget
doing,
it.
What did Marlene say?
But there's no permanent damage to you or the house.
Nothing that I can tell yet. Everything, I'm pretty healed up now. Got the door. Yeah, I got that to put in. You had to like put new screws, or I had to putty the holes in the door and drill new pilot holes and put screws in. So, yeah,
That's fun.
it's great. Good time. But I told you it made me feel like a young man because they didn't put me in the hospital for it. I didn't break a hip. Walked away.
You're still young when you fall down and you haven't broken a hip yet.
Yeah, exactly.
You got a week ago from today. I was doing the show and then watching Kentucky basketball. It was first half. I wasn't too nervous. Then the show kept going and we had about 6 minutes left. I think we were down by 3. No big deal. We're Kentucky. We're a number 2 seed. And then they're a 15 seed. No big deal.
Right.
So I quickly get off the show, go watch it, thinking, hey, we've got this. We can pull this one out. Oh, no, my friends. Another year down the drain where we are out of the tournament. And this time, the worst loss in probably the history of the show. So to all Big Blue Nation, we'll mourn, we'll cry, but we'll heal. And we'll come back. And we'll be stronger than ever. Maybe.
Maybe.
So, yeah, I was very upset. There was weeping and gnashing of teeth for several, I don't know, hours. I told producer Brian I'm taking Monday as a day, or Friday as a day of bereavement and mourning, and then I'll be back and ready to go. So, it is what it is. We'll move on. We have roughly 160 days till football, so there's always a bright side.
Oh,
The University of Kentucky, known as the football school now. Way to go, guys. So our Southern phrase of the week is nervous as a cat in a room full of rockers. You may have heard that. I was also as nervous as a cat in a room full of rockers during the game. Basically, when Southerners are explaining a person that is nervous, sometimes using reference as someone going to church after they've had a really rough weekend. So, yeah, you guys heard that phrase before?
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm never sure I've heard it
Basically-
in conversation. I've heard the phrase,
Oh, really?
but I don't know that I've heard anyone like I know just spit that out.
I've heard it in context and in conversation.
Oh, well, there you go.
There you go. All right, gentlemen, let me, I need your all's help. I need the help of Southern Fried listeners to help us in a discussion that my wife and I had about stoplights. So let me pull this up here. When you guys see a yellow light, and we'll say maybe 15, 20 yards ahead of you, you see it turn yellow. What's your normal go-to reaction at this point?
Oh, that's really tough. Is there any cars in front of me?
There's no cars ahead of you. There's no cars behind you. But what do you normally do in that situation?
It depends on how fast I'm going. Honestly.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll
Usually
say-
I'll
we'll
take
say
my foot off
roughly
the gas and then I make a decision.
45.
Okay. Again, it's a day by day.
Okay.
It's not a
So it's
I
not
don't
just
have
instantaneous.
it's not instantaneous. I take my foot off the gas and then it either goes back on the gas really hard or on the brake really hard. So
Okay.
situational.
Magic Man, what do you do with Big Dookie?
Well, Big Dookie doesn't have the pick up and go that Grand Marquis I had. So usually I'll have to make sure I slow down. Actually, I did have a situation. It was on the way here, as a matter of fact, from Huntsville. I had the RV hooked up to the back, and we were coming down the road, and the light turned red, and had to hit the brakes. And surprisingly, we stopped rather quickly.
So trailer brakes for.
Yeah, trailer brakes, and of course I've got the exhaust brake and the whole, all that stuff on there. So, but it did pretty good. I was rather surprised. I was afraid I was going to like roll through the intersection, but it stopped. But normally when I was like commuting to work or something, if it turned yellow, I would try to make it through it if I could.
Okay.
Unless I was just so far back, then I would stop.
Sure.
I think the vehicle I'm driving also depends a lot. Like if I'm driving our minivan, I'm more likely to stop because it's a lighter vehicle. If my truck, I don't want to like hit the brakes real hard because I'm just probably I'm more likely to run through.
Okay. Let me ask this question then. Is it illegal if you see it yellow and you cross the line, the little white line, and it's still yellow? Is that illegal to go through, or is it, are you running a red light?
That depends if there's a police officer watching or not.
Red light, when you pass through and you're overhead and it's red, have you ran a red light or did you just make it? So that's the argument that my wife and I are having.
If you're in the intersection and it turns red, if you've already crossed over that line, then you need to clear the intersection. But I mean, if you enter the intersection after it turns red, then that's illegal. But if you're in the intersection as it's yellow, and then let's set straight, right?
Hmm. So it's like a shot clock, right?
Brian,
Is
what-
that-
You're talking about if you're going straight or if you're making a turn.
No, you're just going straight. You're just going straight.
Okay, so because if you turn, usually you'll stop and wait for the traffic to pass,
Right.
and then finish your turn through the intersection. So yeah, just as long as you're in the intersection when it's red, then you're okay.
Okay, so you're in the intersection. It's red. You're good.
Yeah.
He said if it turns red while you're in the intersection.
Yeah.
Like if you're all the way
Yeah,
through.
if you're-
right.
Yeah.
Yes. So if it's red before you cross that imaginary line, I think that's where the problem, or that's where the legality comes into question.
All right. Well, we have, so the situation was my wife, I did that like 3 times coming home the other night. My wife is screaming, "You ran a red light." I was like, "No, I didn't run a red light. It was red when I went under it, but it wasn't red when I crossed the line." And she kept arguing, and I was like, "No, just Google it." So in fact, ladies and gentlemen, you may not say this is an educational show, but let me tell you, it is indeed. There are 2 rules. There is a permissive rule and a restrictive rule. In a permissive state, a driver can enter the intersection through the yellow light cycle. In a restrictive state, restrictive state law requires the driver to stop whenever safely possible. So if you run through it, there's no car behind you, then it's illegal. North Carolina, you may ask yourself, well, what is it? It is indeed one of 4 permissive states.
Huh.
So I was not in the wrong on that one.
I'm pretty sure Charlotte's extra permissive because usually I'll be in this situation and then the
Right.
person behind me keeps coming also. Like I borderline ran the red light. The 2 people behind me definitely ran the red light.
Isn't that the
Yes,
truth?
absolutely. I got so mad the other day when that happened. I can give you 1, but not like 7, right? So I don't know. So thought that was pretty interesting. All right, so we have we've updated our sfpradio.com website. On the website, we have a cool feature that allows you to leave a voicemail, and anybody can go on the website. They can leave a voicemail. They can say whatever they want to say. And this week we had a fan of the show, a friend of mine, leave a voicemail. So we're going to play it. Evidently, what was that?
No, that was my fault. Continue on.
Okay. Evidently, we are dream interpreters.
Mhm.
So we will put on our dream interpreter hats. We will pray to God to give us and reveal us what this dream means, and we'll go from there. So, producer Brian, play the voicemail.
Yeah, I forgot to rewind the tape. That's what happened here. I wasn't kind.
Oh, okay.
Rewind.
All right.
So, yeah, I was really hoping Erin would be here for this so she could help understand some of the words he says. But we'll see what happens.
Right. Yeah.
It starts off a little loud, so we advised.
Howdy, this is Sketch from Cut and Shoot, Texas. So I had a weird dream the other night, need your help interpreting. I got invited to this Art Basel event in Miami. It's kind of a big deal. All kinds of weird people there. Christian hip-hop rapper, poet, propagandist, bartending. Houston rap legend Bun B's in the house. Black Panther star Letitia Wright is there with her twin sisters. I don't even know she has twin sisters. They're fighting with some TikTok people. And I get seated next to Tim McGraw and his wife. I'm trying to make small talk. I ask them if they even know what the event's about. They admit to me they're only there because their publicist told them to be so. Afterwards, I get up and ask for a photo as we're doing the Christian side hug pose. I tell them I'm going to make my friend Shelly so jealous. She's a huge Amy Grant fan. I thought Faith Hill was Amy Grant for this entire time. I have no idea what this means and need your help interpreting. Thanks.
I think we could be here all night unpacking this, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I think we could be here all night for me to understand who the first like 10 people are. I don't know any of those folks.
That's true. There's just like, what kind of life is he living that he's having dreams about this sort of thing, right?
Right. What show was he watching before he went to bed? I need to know what he ate before he went to bed.
Yeah, what's the Tim Verall Christian
Yeah, was
hip
there hello
hop
time
connection?
before or after? I don't. Yeah. Right. Yeah. I don't understand any of that. Ryan, do you have any thoughts? Do you want to look into your crystal ball and try to figure out what this means?
What was he drinking or smoking?
That's a good call. We need to know, was there
Don't eat
what
the
was
worm.
in his system at the time?
Minor
so I
altering
know
substances consumed.
I mean, I know that Sketch is a huge hip hop fan. So, I mean, hip hop's always on his brain, right? So, and Houston's always on his brain because he's in Houston. So we can gather that there is some hometown love and some of the things that he enjoys, right? I think going to an award show, you probably feel like proud. You feel like, ooh, I'm like I'm an influencer.
Mm-hmm.
Feel like something new is happening.
Is this an aspirational dream, you think?
Maybe.
This is
So
where
we've got.
he wants his podcast to go be at an award ceremony for like, I forget what ceremony it was, or was it a?
Oh,
I'll have to play it back again.
I don't know. We'll probably have to rewind that tape. But by the way, so this is a side note. So when I was in Houston, producer or Sketch was our producer for the Dr. David Biggin show. And just a side note, he got us tickets or got us in to be the media at this hip hop concert. There's a big hip hop award show. Mm-hmm. And so we got to go to an award show as Dr. David Biggin. And so we would interview some of the rappers that were going through. And again, I was so out of my element. It was ridiculous. But then we asked them the question and played the game: World of Warcraft character or rapper. And boy, we had a good time with that. That was nice. A fun experience there.
Oh, I love those games.
Yeah. So okay, so he's home. He's excited. Something new. I mean, he recently got married, so there's that. Mm-hmm. And you said, what kind of award show is it, you think?
Yeah, I'm going to play the first half of this because I forgot.
All right, here we go. Let's try to figure this out.
Howdy, this is Sketch from Cut and Shoot, Texas. So I had a weird dream the other night. Need your help interpreting. I got invited to this Art Basel event in Miami. It's kind of
Art Basel.
Art Basel
in Miami. It's not even in Houston, but all these Houston people are in Miami.
All right. Ooh, that's a good catch. So he's out of his element, mm-hmm. but there's still some familiarity out of his element.
Okay.
A big deal. All kinds of weird people there. Christian hip hop rapper, poet, propagandist, bartending. Houston rap legend Bun B's in the house.
So we have a Christian rapper bartending.
His name's Propaganda, if that matters.
Yeah. So maybe you're breaking out of a stereotype.
Houston rap.
There's another
Houston rap legend Bun B's in the house. Black Panther star Letitia Wright is there.
Okay, so now we're getting into movies.
Yeah, that's the. I'm assuming he's meaning the Marvel Black Panther.
Right. Yeah. And she has twin sisters. Do the twin sisters?
Is that for real? Is that a real thing?
I also know that he recently came back watching Hamilton. So three sisters could be part of Hamilton. So there may be some residual on that one.
Okay.
All right. We got that figured out. All right. Then what else we got? You got to rewind the tape.
Yeah. I'm double checking here. Okay.
Oh, if she has twin sisters?
Yeah, they're not saying. I think that's made up. Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
She's in a.
Doing.
She's set to play a twin in a movie.
Oh, he knew this already.
Well,
How did
maybe
he
this
know
happened
this
like 2 years ago. So maybe he watched that movie.
Watch the movie. So we're still back at movies and Hamilton.
All right, yeah.
All
So
right.
that happened. All right, let's keep moving here.
With her twin sisters. I don't even know she has twin sisters. They're fighting with some TikTok people. And I
there's
get seated
fighting?
next to Tim McGraw and his wife.
Wait a minute. Does she have her sisters are twins? Maybe that's what it said.
Well,
I don't
and
know.
they're fighting with so well, we'll just move on.
Anyway, yeah,
Right.
they fought TikTok people.
I'm trying to make small talk. I ask them if they even
Tim
know
McGraw.
what the event's about. They admit to me they're only there because their publicist told them to be so.
Yeah, so
That's
Tim McGraw, and then Sketch doesn't know who his wife really is. He thinks it's Amy Grant.
Right, that's
right.
kind
And
of
it's supposed to be
the whole
Faith
thing,
Hill.
yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's who he's married.
Hey,
Faith Hill's
pop
his wife.
culture.
Yeah.
I knew a thing.
Yeah, way to go, pop culture.
There's some mistaken identity happening
You
here.
knew a thing. Ooh. Yeah. So what I want after we kind of get this done, we'll go through.
Amy
each of
Grant
us will
is
have
married to Vince Gill.
a scenario or an interpretation.
Oh.
Yep. So each of us will give us a prediction of what that means, what the dream means. All right. So Tim McGraw is married to Faith Hill, but he thinks that it's Amy Grant, and then, but he's actually married to Faith Hill. Amy Grant is married to Vince Gill, so there's a country connection there.
It's country Christian rap. Miami.
Worlds colliding.
All those things don't go together, right?
Mm-mm.
That's right. Maybe Miami and rap, but not Miami and country.
Okay.
All right. Anybody have any guesses? Ryan, out of this dream, what do you think it means?
He likes twins that sing country music and have rap in it. I don't know.
All right, nailed it.
There's your diagnosis.
All right. Producer Brian, what are your thoughts?
I think it means that next time you say no to the gas station egg salad sandwich on your way home, that's what I think it means.
Mine's very
I thought that
close.
just gave you gas.
I think it's very clear. I think it's very clear that what this dream means is they will be having tacos for dinner on Friday.
That's got to be it.
That's it.
There you go.
It's tacos.
There it is.
Perfect.
There's our dream interpretations. If you would like us to interpret your dream,
Please.
go to sfpradio.com. We obviously love this and we're great at it. Go to sfpradio.com, leave a voicemail, and we will be glad to interpret your dream free of charge. All right, so beautiful. The moment you guys have all been waiting for is our fish sandwich bracket.
Oh, yes.
Producer Brian, kick off that music.
Yes. I got to find it. Hold on.
I'm the reason the whole world love it. Now I gotta crush it. Filet fishes. Then you should be disgusted. How dare you sell a square fish asking us to trust it? A half slice of cheese, Mickey D's on a budget. Arby's crispy fish is simply it. With lines round the corner, we might need a guest list. Eggs at stage left, the sandwiches taste fresh. A little cube of fish from a clown is basic. Say less, this argument is baseless. Drowned in tartar, that filet-o-fish is tasteless. See, Arby's only deals in the greatness. I bet the house on it like it's Vegas. Look, I could sell water to a well. How could you ever think I'd fail? Yeah, the crispy fish sandwich blazing trails. The mother clown's just too frail. Yeah, if you know me and you know me well, our fish is gonna tip that scale.
All right. That is from Pusha T.
It's all right.
Whoa.
got a toilet bowl.
God,
I'm
man,
using the
producer
new
Brian.
software tonight. My bad.
What? You're clearly, yeah. Man,
I told you I ran in here, didn't know what I was doing. Here we go.
No, it's clear. No, I got you. So that song is from Pusha T. He's a well-respected rapper from the Clips who are most noted about their raps about cocaine. So that's nice. He also wrote, interesting fact, the McDonald's "I'm Loving It" jingle,
What?
sung by Timberlake. Yeah, he wrote it.
Wait,
Here's
Timberlake?
the issue though. Timberlake.
Like
I don't know.
like JT, that one?
I don't know.
Or is that
That's
or like the
just what-
Boots? Or is it
I think
that's
it's
Timberland?
The Boots. Yeah.
See,
Oh,
I
man.
don't
Oh, Timberland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he got paid, Pusha T got paid a flat fee and no residuals. So he has beef with McDonald's and has
Okay.
now wrote the diss track, fish track for Arby's. So
Right.
I thought that was interesting.
He's
So
got a
that's going to be
point.
our intro music for this this round. Last year, the chicken sandwich was going off huge. Everybody was getting their new chicken sandwich. We had ourselves a bracket extraordinaire of all the chicken sandwiches. I don't think I've had like 3 chicken sandwiches since then.
What?
Yeah, I mean it really got me.
I've had lots.
Speaking of though, I will say the Zaxby's has upped their game sandwich, their chicken sandwich, and now it's adding bacon and cheese to it, which might make me go back for that.
Wait, Zaxby's adding bacon to their.
Mhm. Yeah.
Well,
Wow.
I won't knock it till I try it.
Well, it is Lent season, and once a year, I usually get a hankering for a fish sandwich, and I say to myself, "Self, let's go get to the McDonald's fish sandwich," which I immediately take a bite of, and I regret that decision, but I choke it down anyway. But oh no, it's Lent season, so let's have ourselves a bracket. So we are doing fish sandwich brackets. Producer Brian, can you bring up our fish sandwich bracket here? Brought to you by Red Hill Brewing. Next week we will be sipping on a nice Red Hill Brewing, a nice Red Hill brew as we choke down our fish sandwich. After you have your fish sandwich, go to Red Hill Brewing and get yourself a nice beverage to finish that up. All right. Ooh, did you already post the winner?
No, do you see? There's no winner on here.
Okay.
We don't know. I don't know what the winner is. I have an idea what it's going to be, but
Gotcha.
yeah.
Magic
Can I talk about
Man is
the
out.
seating for a second. Yeah, Magic Man's.
He's allergic to fish sandwiches, which after we do all 6 of these, I may become allergic to them as well. But let's talk about the seating. Yes.
Yeah, let's do the seating. So essentially, the way I approached the seating was originally we had 8 possible fish sandwiches, and there's more out there. So we didn't go to
There's
like
plenty
Captain D's or Long John's or because of course the fish
specialty
place. Well, it's less interesting, right? These are places that most of them almost don't always have fish sandwiches, right? So the seating I based on what I thought the best ones were, which is kind of what I guess the NCAA does. So who they think the best teams are getting seated number 1, whether it's true or not.
Yeah. Right.
They just go, these guys probably have a good chance, right? So first, number 1, I said Bojangles because it's a really good sandwich. I've had it a bunch of times. The second seed is Arby's. This is what I think is going to happen. Third is Popeyes, which is, who knows, because it has to be better than these next 3, right? 4 was originally Wendy's, but they've been disqualified. So Hardee's has taken their spot into the 4 seed, which is a big jump, I guess, if you've been disqualified. 5 seed is Burger King, and number 6, not to be left out, is McDonald's. The year-round.
You have to
fish
bring
sandwich.
in the classic. Yep.
Yeah. So this week we're doing Burger King versus Hardee's.
Oh, yeah. So let me read you the said description of the fish sandwiches, and then you tell me, we'll tell you kind of what we thought that they were. And let me pull this up. So the BK fish sandwich is a premium fish sandwich with 100% white Alaskan pollock, breaded with crispy panko breading and topped with our sweet tartar sauce. Again, for Magic Man, the tangy pickles, and all on top of a toasted brioche style bun. All right, so that sounds very lovely.
Yeah.
The Hardee's, they need some help on their marketing. Fish sandwich featuring a panko breaded pollock fillet with shredded lettuce, a creamy tartar sauce, served on a toasted bun. The end. There was not much pizzazz put into that one.
So there's two different fish sandwiches on the Hardee's advertising.
There are, yeah. I was only able to get the regular, and there is a beer battered version that was not available at my local Hardee's.
That sounds amazing, right?
You would think, yeah.
Well, it sounds. I mean, because if you had like fish and chips, that's what comes to mind. Is like English style fish and chips, which is a beer batter. It's, crispy.
Absolutely.
And, similar, I guess, what you would get from like a Long John Silver's almost, but it has that other extra flavor to it.
I think the only one in our bracket that has beer battered is Arby's. I could be wrong. All right, so how do we want to do this, Producer Brian? Which one do we want?
Let's start with the low seed. I think it's the right.
Talk about first.
Yeah, let's go with the Burger King.
Cool. All right. So my experience, I picked up the Burger King yesterday. It was about maybe a 7.5 minute drive to my house, which I did have to wrestle in a 2-year-old single-handedly. So that took a little bit of time. However, I did pick up for her the chicken, what are they? Like the chicken fries. I got her some chicken fries. Genius move on my part, by the way. Because I could give her one. It was small. She could eat it, just gnaw on it. It was perfect. So got her some chicken fries. We went upstairs, got her in the seat. Probably total at this point, we're looking about 12 minutes in from when I received it, and then quickly looked at it, took a picture, and then started to eat. I didn't want it to go too bad.
Sure.
To me, the panko on there was really, really soggy. Like there was no crisp to it at all. There was no shredded lettuce. It was just a big clump. The tartar sauce was good. The brioche bun it looked pretty, but I didn't get that super sweetness that I would normally with a brioche.
Sure.
And it did, to be fair, it said a brioche style bun. So maybe it's just supposed to look like it. So that was my experience with the BK Big. Producer Brian, what about you?
Well, mine took a little longer to get because, so I'm gonna have a couple of long stories here in another segment, I think. But yesterday was Wednesday. I happened to be in an area. This all worked out beautifully because I had to go drop something off, and there was a Burger King on the way back. There's not one real close to my house. I was like, oh, this is awesome. So I get in the drive-through window, and just a little backstory. Currently the windows don't roll down to my truck. I got to have some stuff worked on. Just makes drive-throughs kind of a pain, right?
Yep.
So I'm like, first I was gonna try to go in the store, but they're locked. The door's locked. The dining room's not open, which I thought might be different now, but it's not. So I was like, okay, I'm about to get in the drive-through line, right? The rain, it's like someone just dumped the kiddie pool, like knocked over his kiddie pool, right? Or something, like just water everywhere. I was like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna bail out and drive home and see if I can figure something else out. So I'm like driving down the road. I'm going, okay, I DoorDashed my sandwich on my way home. I'm like 20 minutes from home. So it probably took me, because the Burger King's on the other side of town is coming from, right? So that was smart. I'm sitting there watching.
Oh my gosh.
I DoorDash, I get home. It says it's going to be, 25, 30 minutes to get the sandwich, right? And I'm like watching the little thing go across my phone, right? And it says completing another order after picking up my sandwich. I'm like, nah.
Oh no.
So this can't go well, right?
Yeah.
I also ordered the chicken, which that's another story. But so I got my sandwich. It's warm enough. It's not cold. But the bread is one of the things I remember being one of the better parts of this sandwich. I'm not a Burger King fan. That's well documented. I've literally put my body on the line to eat this sandwich. Anyway, I remember the bread being one of the best parts, and I remember the fish being thicker in like 10 years ago, last time I had one of these. But it's what, in my mind, what I picture a fast food fish sandwich is supposed to taste like. It's not great. Okay. It's not terrible. For Burger King, it might be the best thing on the menu for me.
Wow.
I'd go that far. But the fish, I think if I'd gotten it hot, it would have been a little better. The fish was a touch chewy for my taste. The bread wasn't bad. The lettuce, I didn't do a CSI investigation on the sandwich.
You don't want to do that on a fish sandwich.
Yeah, right.
No,
so the fish could have been better. I remember it wasn't flaky. It was a little chewy. So, it was fine.
I will hand it to them for their chicken fries, though. Those were good. At least Lila liked them.
That's all that matters.
All right. So there's that. Out of 1 to 10.
I'm sorry. Out of 1 to 10.
Right, for the BK.
That's 5. It's a solid 5. Right in the middle.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you on the 5. There wasn't a lot of flavor to it either. That's what was frustrating. I was like, it just is.
Do you know if Erin was able to eat any of these sandwiches? Did we get any reports back on her?
I'm texting her at the moment, and she gave me her winner.
Okay, that's fine. Okay.
That'll be if we need a tiebreaker, we'll go to her. If we need a tiebreaker, we can go to Ryan. All right, so
there you go.
Wendy's.
He's so excited about this.
Or sorry, Hardy will make him.
I can't show my pickles this year.
We'll just have you go get the fish sandwiches, eat the pickle, and then your allergic the tiebreaker will be which one gives you the worst allergic reaction.
Oh,
nice. I look like Will Smith on Hitch.
Or, we could just have Lori eat the sandwich. That's,
yeah.
Or the dog. Or which one? Oh boy. This is a family show, Ryan. Come on.
Yeah.
All right. So we go to Hardee's next. For me, that one is much closer to my house, 2 minutes away. I was able to grab it, get home, eat it. Quick story on that one. Just, it was, to me, it had crunch to it. There was some flavor to it. The tartar sauce was good. It did have just one giant leaf of lettuce, and I hate lettuce. It's just pointless to me. And the bun was soft. That was the other thing, is the Hardee's bun seemed, even though it was brioche, it was dense, and this one was at least soft. So for me, out of a scale of 1 to 10, I probably would give it a 6.5.
Okay.
Above the BK sandwich. But producer Brian, your thoughts?
Hardee's, there's not one close to here. So again, we tried to get Wendy's. It was unavailable by me. I think almost unavailable by you. So, okay, where's a Hardee's? Fortunately, I had to take one of our cars to get an inspection, to drop off for inspection tomorrow over in Harrisburg. And there's a Hardee's right there in Harrisburg. So we got the car dropped off. Whole family's in the truck. We're riding over there, pull in the parking lot. And there's one car trying to talk to the drive-through. And I drive around the building, and there's lights off everywhere. Because the Hardee's is closed. And it is 6:30 or 6:40 tonight. So I had a Wendy's classic bacon sandwich, which was great. So Hardee's
Oh,
just didn't
no.
happen. So maybe I'll get if
Okay.
it moves forward, I will make an attempt to get the sandwich before the next round. If it's the winner, obviously, so I can judge it against the next sandwich. But
Okay.
I'm gonna have to lean on your score and Aaron's score for this one.
Okay. Okay. Well, again, I really wanted to hear Erin's point of view, as you said, because she's never ordered a fish sandwich through a drive-through before, which I wanted to know that experience. However, she did text me and let me know her favorite, and unfortunately, we are going to have to go to a tiebreaker, producer Brian, because she said BK was her favorite.
Oh, really?
Ooh. So we are interlocked at this point. We're at a dead standstill. Magic Man, you are going to go pick up those sandwiches, sir, and you're going to have an allergic reaction.
I mean, for me, obviously the BK was the better sandwich because I didn't get the Hardee's sandwich. So that's one way to look at it.
Okay. Okay.
That's what
That's
we can just
That's
advance
fair.
it. Their stores closed or didn't have people. I mean, it didn't look like it was always closed. Like maybe just no one showed up for work tonight kind of situation.
Is it like a did not participate? So they had for you.
I think it's
Hardee's gets the did not participate.
I think that's what it's looking like, or they got like a ejection or something, right? Or
Yeah,
technical or
technical.
Add your basketball. The coach got kicked off the court or something.
Yeah. All right. So this pains me to say, and I think it pains you even more. BK is moving on in the next round.
I'm just glad that we decided we're not going to eat these sandwiches multiple times. We're going to use our judgment. So out of the way.
We can't. Yeah, we can't re-eat it. Though I am interested to know at some point if you could go by and get the Hardee's fish sandwich if you still think it's better. But all right, so BK is moving on.
Wow.
Let's play our
upset.
Our upset music.
Oh, right.
This
is our
BK wins. The winner gets this one.
Can I buy you a fish sandwich?
Congratulations, BK. I did not see that coming. I'll be honest with you.
Right.
Ooh.
I think it's funny that Erin liked it more. She probably had a fresher experience. She can recap next week.
Yeah, no, she can. Let's hold off on the other things and then go to your wacky news since we're
cooking here. All
moving on here.
Yeah, man.
We're just going really slow.
We're taking our time.
We ain't got to guess.
What time? I don't even know what time it is. Oh yeah. Yeah, we're doing great. All right, you tell me when to stop. Let's put it that way. I found a new fountain of wacky news that just is overflowing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
I love this. Here we go.
Wacky news brought to you by Level Up Logo.
Come on.
If you need custom branded merchandise, go see. It's at leveluplogo.com, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Hopefully.
I sure hope that's the website.
Notes.
I really do.
We're sending to somebody. So, so 2022 has been an interesting year. I mean, there's a lot of crazy stuff happening, right?
There is indeed. It's a weird year.
Delta. What's the cron? Was it Delta or Deltacron or all these different? There's the Corona COVID stuff, and there's a war, and there was. I feel like stuff just keeps happening. We lost Betty White. All these things.
We're just in March, right? We're just in March.
It's March. Yeah, Kentucky lost. All these things just keep piling on, right?
Jesus is coming back.
Well, so apparently,
gotta be. Yep.
Now we have to worry about a demon also.
Well, he was holding Ryan's hand down.
So a magical Japanese boulder that's trapped a demon for 1,000 years has cracked open suddenly.
Oh, gosh. We're gone.
Yep. A magical Japanese boulder that's been supposedly holding a demon for 1,000 years has suddenly cracked open, presumably, hard word, releasing said demon into the world. Oh, there's a bunch of Japanese words I can't say. They call it the Killing Stone. Is believed to contain a powerful demoness called Tamamo no Mai. But on March 5th, the portal cracked open.
Oh, Lord.
While the prevailing theory is natural weathering, Japanese mythology points to another conclusion. Legend dictates that the stone is actually the corpse of said demon, it was fashioned into a holding cell for a spirit during some Japanese period, 1603 to 1867. This spirit was said to possess the concubine of King Zhao. He also, I think, was in China and India. So, bottom line,
I really enjoy General Tsao.
Right?
That's delicious.
Maybe this demon had something to do with that. I don't know. Is that good or
Ryan,
bad?
was that the one that was holding your arm down?
Could very well been.
Yeah. So, great news out of Japan there.
Oh,
Jesus, come back. Come back.
All right. In more local news,
Jesus, come quickly.
a private school in Southern California has issued apology after a video surfaced of a preschool teacher leading her students in a chant denouncing President Biden.
Oh, no.
Yep. Preschool.
Oh, no.
A video obtained by an ABSE affiliate showed an unidentified teacher at a Christian school in California asking her students who their president is. Who's our president?
Okay.
The teacher asked her students. Biden, the students replied in unison. The teacher then asked, what do we want to do with him?
No,
We
no.
want him out, the preschool students shouted in unison. Yeah. Nonprofit Christian school. It's a pre-K through 6. Obviously, there's been some kerfuffle about the teacher,
Sure.
about indoctrinating children. What do you think about that?
Look, here's the thing. All y'all were upset with Bush when we weren't calling him Mr. President because we have to respect the office. All y'all were screaming, respect the office, respect the office. You got to respect the president.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're all, let's go, Brandon, and not respecting. Y'all be consistent, you dumbass. Be consistent. Sick and tired of it. Oh,
Right.
frustrating.
So this next article begins with two of our favorite
That's
words. Florida
Okay.
man.
Not demon possession.
No.
Oh, I love it. Bring it.
Daytona Beach.
What is wrong with you down in Florida? What is wrong with you?
A Florida man told police officers he was, quote, teaching it a lesson when he tried to throw a live alligator he had stolen from a miniature golf course onto the roof of a beachside cocktail lounge. The 32-year-old man
Only in Florida.
was arrested early Thursday when the police spotted him attempting to throw the gator onto the roof of the bar. They saw him take it by the tail, hit it against the awning of the building, throw it to the ground, and stomp on it twice. He was taken into
Show
custody
you.
and charged with possession and injury of an alligator, unarmed burglary of an occupied dwelling, theft, and criminal mischief.
And please tell me there was some type of this person's on drugs. Did they do a tox screen on this person?
It says no, he was charged with possession of the alligator.
Oh, gosh. What
says no.
lesson was he trying to teach him?
I don't know. He stole it from an enclosure at a nearby miniature golf course. So this is like a pet alligator for the golf course, right?
Oh.
It's not even like a
Oh.
wild one floating around somewhere. Yeah.
Get you, Gator.
Yeah.
You know what? He probably here's what I picture it as. He took his kid's putt-putting,
Mm-hmm.
earlier in the day. And he was hitting he was hitting his ball, and then it went over to the gator cage, and the gator ate it, right?
Okay.
And he's like, stupid gator. And then, he goes home, drops his kids off because he only sees them, once a week. And he goes back to the to the cocktail bar. And then he's had too many. And then he says to himself, that SOB Gator, I'm coming after you. Deals the Gator, like, you're not taking my golf ball anymore, Gator man. And he just lets him have it and throws him up on the roof. That's my dream interpretation of that guy.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
What? I don't know. Did his ice cream fall off the cone? He just got mad. I mean, what? I don't know. Just couldn't take it.
Can we officially say this point that Florida is the Trump of America? Can we say that? Like, you look just happened. What just happened? What just came out of that thing?
Yeah.
And it's the same with Trump. Like, what did he just say?
Yeah.
He did not just call a dictator Rocket Man.
Right.
There's no, yep, he did. He did. And it's the same thing with Florida Man. Yo.
Yeah.
Keep it coming, Florida.
I got another Florida story for you.
If it wasn't for Florida, we'd all be normal.
Right.
Yep. Okay.
It'd be
All right.
so boring.
You can't get better than that one.
I mean, everyone loves a love story, right?
He threw the gator on the roof. Uh-huh.
So
Please tell me this one ends up with her on the roof.
Well, Naples police responded to the Hilton Hotel early Sunday morning after reports of a fight between a bride and groom. The fight happened right after their wedding ceremony Saturday night.
Okay.
According to police, when they arrived, the bride's gown was covered in blood and had a torn strap.
What?
And the bride was also covered in blood, crying. According to the police or the bride, she got into a fight with her new husband over his brother. There's not a lot of context here.
Boy.
The bride told police she started the fight and was the one to blame, and the dude said the same thing. But he headbutted her and broke her nose and broke his nose. No, she headbutted him and broke his nose.
Okay, that makes sense.
Both refused medical treatment. There's blood everywhere. And they both admitted fault, and they were both arrested. That's a honeymoon in Florida.
Just asking. Just gonna ask the two questions. Who knew? Anybody?
Can you say that again? You were breaking up.
OJ? Is this thing on? I said, who knew OJ got married again?
What?
All right, I'm just gonna leave that.
OJ got married again?
No, I'm saying because it sounded like some silliness that happened. OJ,
I say no. The guy's not.
He lives down
his
in
name's
Florida.
John. It's not
Yeah.
orange juice.
Okay.
I forget. I don't even know what OJ's real name is. So.
Okay. All right. We'll move on.
That would have been funny if it wasn't for the lag.
Orenthal James.
Oh, trivia. Oh man, I might save this one for Erin because I think it's
Okay.
I want to get her opinion on it. Let's go. I got one more here.
All right. Let's end it strong.
All right. A Florida man, again, I found a great site here. A Florida man caught in the cops to make sure the meth in his possession was really meth.
What is this, floridaman.com?
Yeah, it's close. Predictably, he was arrested for being in possession of said drug. The man had been worried that he had actually been duped into buying bath salts masquerading as meth. Now, of course, he has a far greater reason for worry because he got arrested. So he called the cops and told them he had met a dealer at a local bar, and he was an experienced drug user, so that he knew what he should have felt. So he used the product, and I guess it wasn't meet his standards. So he gave the cops his address and asked them to come over. Quote, as requested, a deputy performed a field test on a sample of the white crystal-like substance from each of the baggies. The substance for both baggies tested positive for methamphetamine. So this dude called the police to check his drugs for him. The sheriff's department has said
news, he was put on. Oh,
sorry, the sheriff's office has
go ahead.
basically said if you or someone you know have doubts about the authenticity of any illegal narcotics you have on hand or have obtained from another person, the sheriff's office is pleased to provide this service free of charge.
That's nice of them.
Yeah, isn't it? Community service.
Yeah. In related news, said man was put on bail and then threw an alligator on top of a roof.
That's entirely possible. Bond was $7,000. So,
I mean, how about you? All right, guys. Well,
That's
thank you
wacky
so
news.
much for tuning into the Southern Fried Philosophy podcast. Next week for our fish bracket, our fish sandwich bracket, brought to you by Red Hill. Who are we voting on next week? Who do we got going?
we have national chain
Barn burner,
McDonald's. It's McDonald's and Popeyes. So,
Well, can we just tell you the winner at this point? We'll just tell you. I'm not even gonna have to buy the sandwich.
Popeyes is a mixed bag. You don't know what you're going to end up with. I think, its quality is inconsistent.
Yeah,
Best.
but basically, if I poop on a piece of bread, it'll be fine. Yeah.
That's called the chicken.
All right, guys. Just a little score. We'll talk about the king next week when we're not. For tuning into the Southern Fried Philosophy podcast. And as always, keep looking up.